Hello, How I Met My Brother fans. It's your boy, Jacob Cody. And I'm here today with episode 30, the Big 3-0. We're so glad that you have stuck with us this long. 30 episodes. 30 episodes you've been with us. And we're so glad that you're here. So pull up a chair, grab some hot chocolate, and listen to episode 30. This is How I Met My Brother. Welcome back to How I Met My Brother podcast. My name is Jacob Cody, and this is my co-host, the tenacious Jeffrey Warchalik.
Here we are, baby.
We are.
Ready to go. Ready to rock and roll on this gloomy, snowy Monday evening. The eve.
I keep forgetting that we're in January.
We're almost done with January, man.
I know, it's kind of
February.
It's kind of wild that it just 2023 is already dwindling away. You know?
I saw a meme the other day that said something like January is over. I'm starting 2023 in February. And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
No progress has been made.
Yeah.
We've stayed stagnant.
I feel like I haven't even started 2023. Like, I feel like it's like that in-between time, you know? I just haven't started.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, I'm with that.
But, yeah.
What you got for me?
Oh, yeah, well, I got something for you.
I knew you were going to say something.
This is something, it's a little off topic. We haven't even started.
I was going to say there's no topic.
But it's just a little, even when there is no topic, it's a little off topic. It was a random thought that I had the other day, and I just want to bring you into my mind.
Let's explore that. We'll get in between all the crevices, between the white and the gray matter.
Oh,
swimming through the canals.
Yeah.
Through the dendrites.
Get on the canoe.
Get
on the canoe to go through the canal of my hippopotamus. What is it called?
Hippocampus.
Mm-hmm. Whenever I hear hippocampus, I literally think of a hippo walking through a college campus with a backpack on, and he's like heading to class, and he's like, "Oh, Gloria, see you in hippochemistry," you know?
It's funny you say that because I've heard that word hundreds of times. I've never thought of that. I've only thought of the brain.
No, yeah.
All right. Well, let's explore that hippocampus.
All right. So exploring my hippocampus here. I was eating. I honestly don't even remember what I was eating at the time, but I was eating something, and I thought, man, like, just crazy to me, like how, like, there's somebody in the world that was the first person to eat this. And, like, what were their thoughts? Or, like, how did they come up with this? Or, you know, that kind of thought. And then I thought, man, like, if that's true, then somebody definitely, like, picked up a rock one time and tried to eat it. And, like, how did, like, you know what I mean?
Then they had emergency dental surgery.
Yeah. But then, like, how do you... So, like, for instance, like, I don't know, a walnut. You know how you have to, like, break the walnut and eat inside? Like, I wonder what it took to get, like, through this rock where they were like, oh, well, we can't bite into it. It's too hard. Let's crack it, or let's hit it with a mallet. And they shattered and then ate that, and they're like, well, this makes me bleed because I'm eating things that are, like, tearing up my intestines. So I just thought, like, man, like, back in the day, like, people were trying to eat rocks and trees and all these different crazy things. And then, like, isn't it weird that, like, someone just, like, ate a poisonous berry and then you're just like, oh, there goes John.
Yeah, I guess we can't eat those anymore.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to those guys. And because of it now, we can have stuff like almond milk.
Yep.
You know?
Even though you're not a fan. But...
Yeah, but, you know, it's just like, man, what happened to us as a society? You know?
What do you mean?
I feel like we got softer.
We got softer because we won't try all the poisonous berries in the forest.
No, yeah, I just feel like people were willing to do that. Nowadays they're like, is this rock gluten-free and paleo? And it's like, come on, man, like, these people died for us, you know?
Yeah. I think we are soft, but I think there's also not a need for it. Back then, it was life and death. Like, you had to try all these foods, or else you were going to die because you wouldn't have any food.
Do you think? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. It's just like, I think today, if you took the people of today and put them in that time, do you think we would have discovered as much as we discovered?
Well,
do you think that would have caused, like, if you just took a time machine and put us there, do you think people today would have the willpower to, like, do those things? Like, the need for food would have driven that, or people would have just starved because they're like, oh, I need my double pump mocha spiced with goat milk and a splidge of caramel.
A splidge of
I
caramel.
don't know what a splidge is. I made that up.
Well, I think this goes back to a nature versus nurture debate is what this does.
Oh, ooh, big academia. Let's go.
I think
We're transferring hippocampuses right now.
Yeah, we are. That's what we're doing.
It's like a hippo transferring colleges from my head to yours. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think we are the way we are, certainly because of nature and how we're wired and everything. But I think that our situation and how we grow up and how we're formed has a lot to do with that. So I think if our families, the people who raised us, struggled and had to do those things when we were young, that would have shaped us to where we know we would just have to do that. But now there's no need for that because we go to Walmart and buy our oat milk and our coconut milk and whatnot, and we don't need to go drink from the udders of a random goat or anything like that.
Yeah.
To just see if it works.
That's another weird thing is, like, who just looked at this animal and was like, you know what? I'm gonna milk that. They didn't even know the word milk. They were just like, I'm just gonna pull on this until something happens.
Look at that thing under there. Huh, that's weird.
What is that? Yeah. You know, I just don't get it.
Someone had to be the first.
It's wild. I just picture some dude chewing on a rock.
It's like George from Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
That was his job.
What does he always say? Oh, man, I can picture it.
I don't remember. Like
it's like George and Lenny, right? And but he doesn't.
Is Lenny the one that's
Lenny's the guy. He's like George.
Yeah, okay. That's George is the one.
And he like hugs that girl and like, breaks her back.
Yeah, yeah, and then spoiler alert if you haven't seen if you haven't read the book.
It's been like 50 years though, so
yeah. George puts Lenny down because he's he's a threat to society.
And by put him down, he means like just shoots him in the back of the head.
Yeah, didn't he like send? He was like George. Turn around or look at the butterfly or something.
Yeah,
wasn't there something like that?
It wasn't. I think it was. Remember, he used to collect the mice, right?
Yes.
And he was like,
yeah.
And then he would squeeze it too hard and kill it. Maybe he was looking at that. I don't know. Wasn't that why it was called Of Mice and Men?
Probably. Yeah. Oh boy, it's been a while. It's been like 15 years.
And I didn't even really read it, unless you count Spark Notes as reading it.
I did that for a lot of books, but not that one. That was a good book.
See, the only books that I really read were To Kill a Mockingbird and
That's one.
Night by Elie Wiesel. Remember that Holocaust book that we read in sophomore year of high school?
I don't think I had to read that.
Oh, I did. It was good. It was very interesting.
A Glass Castle.
I Spark Noted that.
Was a very good one. The Glass Castle.
Yeah. Fahrenheit 451, I read most of that.
That was good, but I read that in middle school.
See, I didn't read any books in middle school.
Homeschooled.
Yeah. I read this one giant book that was How to Socialize.
Did you really?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, no way. And somehow you're better at it than I am.
No, when I was in middle school, my mom's not really good at so I'm not a big English guy, I'm more of a math guy myself, like my brain.
Yeah.
And so, same with my mom. She's not very good at English, and so she was my teacher. But she never made me write like a book report. Never made me write a paper. Like I never did any of those things.
Yeah, that's why you're not very good at it.
Yeah. So when I went to high school, I just remember walking into Mrs. Knoyer's class. My freshman year, it was history class, and she was like, "All right, guys, you need to like write a paper, like a research paper on whatever it was." And I plagiarized the whole thing because I had no idea. I just thought like, oh, it's from the internet. I'm taking it, and I would copy and paste in there, and I didn't know. So then one day I walk in the class, and she pulls me over to her desk, and she's like, Jacob, this is completely plagiarized, like word for word. And I was like, oh yeah. I didn't know what plagiarize meant.
But you're just like,
but I was like, yeah, I copied it from the internet, and she was like, you know that you could get like suspended for that, like cheating. Like, you can get in big trouble. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And thankfully, God bless her heart, she, she let me redo the paper and gave me, like, only took off a few points.
Who was it?
Because she didn't. Mrs. Knoyer.
Shocker. The OG.
The one that got away.
The one that... That's really funny.
Oh, man. Yeah, I loved her, man.
LOL. Yeah. Yeah,
Anyways.
we're going to make this into a clip and send it to her.
Yeah. I used to make fun of her husband all the time. I'd be like, look at this clown. Who's he? He's not me.
Oh my gosh,
man.
That's hilarious.
I had her for like 4 classes.
Yeah.
And she was like one of the only teachers that did not hate me.
Mm.
And I think that's why my love grew for her.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sure.
Every other teacher absolutely hated me. I mean, not Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
There was a few chill ones that
Mr.
like
Parkinson.
understood. Yeah. Well, he would get mad at us, but he didn't hate us.
I know he liked me.
Yeah, everyone liked you, Jeff.
It's because I followed the rules.
Followed the rules, and you were just a goody two-shoes in the classroom.
It's true.
Then I took you under my wing, and I tried to corrupt you.
Yeah, you made me into a bad, naughty boy.
I used to get kicked out of the library, like, every day. I'd just walk in, and Mrs. Sharp would just be like, get out.
Yeah. Just point to the door.
Which is even funny. It's funnier now because when I had graduated college and I was looking for jobs, I had subbed at the academy for a little bit, and I subbed for a class once, and they were like working on a project, so I brought the class that I was subbing to the library. Mrs. Sharp was still there, and I went up to the desk and I was like, "Hey, Mrs. Sharp," and she like looked at me because she like could kind of recognize but couldn't, and I was like, "Do you remember me?" And she was like, "No, I can't put my hand on it." I was like, "Oh, Jacob Cody." And he, like, I'm not even joking, like her face went from like kind of smiling to like ticked off.
Really?
And she was like, "Oh, like, how's it going?" And I immediately was like, "All right,
I'm gonna go to my class now."
Yeah, she did not like me at all.
You know, this brings up an interesting debate that's been in the news lately. There's a lot of AI stuff going around right now.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about AI and education? What do you think is going to happen there? Because it is becoming a bit of a problem for teachers because kids are going online, going in an AI generator, and coming up with answers to questions and essays and things like that.
Yeah, I know somebody who used it to write a paper once.
Really?
Yeah. All he had to do was like format it, but it wrote this whole paper for him. But that was in college, for like a freshman college class. He tried it out and it worked.
Really?
Yeah, like it
I'm
didn't,
surprised.
because it like writes in its own words. It doesn't like copy it. It's not just like a like get me information and it like copies it. It like writes it down as if like a human was saying it, which is why it's like so crazy.
And why you can't really check it online against a plagiarism website or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's, here's the thing, in my life, in my career, I should say, like, I'm allowed to use a calculator. I'm allowed to use the internet and stuff, So, like, I think there is a section where, like, all right, you need to study and grasp something, and that's why they have tests and stuff. But I think that for specific subjects, like, you should just be able to use any resource. Because, like, that's what you're going to do anyway.
I mean, that's not really the question, but I don't necessarily disagree.
So I know I'm saying, like, you should be able to use AI. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing because, like, I use it now. And, like, what is high school preparing you for is either you're going to go into trade or you're going to go to college or you're going to work at a job that doesn't require either. And you're going to use those resources anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I have a few different thoughts on it. So, part of me wants to say it's a wonderful piece of technology and it's crazy that this can happen. And I think it's really, really cool. And I use it. I've used it for a few different things now for work.
Yep.
But the other side of me says that it takes away a big part of the creative process and learning how to write and learning how to solve problems and things like that. Because you're going, when you use AI, say to write an essay, you're going from, okay, this is the question I have to answer, and then you have the finished product. And you don't get the middle part where you're researching it, where you're learning how to write, where you're learning how to form a good argument and how to work your way through an argument. Instead, you just get the answer. And you're not learning anything from that. That's how I feel, is that you're not gaining anything from that besides completing the assignment.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think those things are good. Those are good skills to learn, like critical thinking and problem solving and how to defend an argument and stuff. And I think that's why, you know, you probably like shouldn't use AI to like write your paper. But like, and I guess this is the gray area because you can't expect kids to not do this. But like, you could go on AI and be like, oh, what does this mean? And use it for that, and then it could help you because it's faster than like reading it in this one book, or you know what I mean. Like back in our day, we didn't really have we had Google, but like a lot of stuff wasn't allowed. Like you had to go to the library and pick like a source, whereas like now everything is online. And so like, especially when COVID happened and everything was literally online, they had to, like, you could just use sources from online. But like, I had some classes, I don't know about you, but I had to like go in the library and like check a book out.
Oh, all the time.
And,
yeah. Do they still do that now in like high school in 2023? Do you have to go write a book report, or not a book report, but a report on a subject and use text sources that you find in the library, or can you use online sources?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some teachers that still want you to use the library, but kids like don't. I don't know. There's probably a way around it.
I'm sure. I mean, look at what we had 10 years ago with Cliff Notes. That was huge for English. Did you pay for Chegg Study in college? Because I did. It was like $20 a month I paid for it.
But there's a way. So
you didn't pay for it, but you had it.
Yeah. So I had. There was a way, because you know how like it would show some of the answers.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't. There's a way to like go on to like the code of the website using Inspector and reveal the rest. My friend showed me how to do it. So yeah, I cheated the system a little bit there.
That's hard with math though. Like physics and chemistry, like seeing the equation broken out in a code, I feel like I would need to still see it. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I didn't have chemistry or what'd you say?
Physics?
Yeah, I didn't have either of those classes.
Well, I mean,
I was doing it for like
for
business law, and
I'm sure that was very helpful.
Yeah. Still. No, it was good. We used a lot of different sources like that.
Yeah, but I relied on that heavily in college for physics, especially physics and chemistry.
You know, I taught a physics class.
Yeah. I saw that reel the other day, actually, now that you mention it. I saw it on
Throwback
TikTok or something, and I was laughing. I was like, you're such
Alberto Einsteino. Man, what a guy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy, though, just to see how, like, even in the short... We're not even 30. And seeing how much education and technology has changed in the last, like, 15 years is blowing me away. Seeing AI for the first time a few weeks ago was just wild. I don't know why, I'm typing questions into it and it's doing paragraphs on it.
Every time you say AI, I just think of T.I. like the rapper. And I'm just like, I'm like, yo, you seen T.I.? That's sick. But I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, it is wild. It's just like everything's exploding. I mean, once like when we were in high school, I was thinking about this the other day, like the iPhone was like just invented, and it was like top of the line. And like I saw, my youth pastor has this old iPhone that he like fixed the screen on and was giving it to his kid for like an iPod or something.
Yeah.
And he let me like hold it, and I turned it on, and I was like, bro, this is like old.
It feels archaic.
Yeah. But like I remember having that phone when I was like 16.
It's crazy.
And like my uncle had just gotten a new one, and he like gave me and my brother phones for Christmas or something like that. And I had the iPhone 3, and I was like, dude, this is like this is like the flying car. Like this is it. We're there. And now you look back and you're like, man, what? This is like slow as molasses. Mm-hmm. Everything is like just so old looking. I don't know.
It's crazy. My first iPhone was the iPhone 5C.
The 5C. That was blue. The color one? Yeah, I had that one. I had light blue too.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was a good iPhone, actually.
I did like that one.
I feel like the 5 it started to take off, and it was less clunky and everything.
Yeah, the 3. So I had the 3GS, and it had the beveled back to it, and I loved that because it would go in and out of my pocket so smooth.
That's true.
And I did miss that one, but the 5C was good. And then I don't know. These things are just kind of like whatever. Like I like them. But, like, I don't know, it ticks me off sometimes, you know?
iPhones?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, my battery dies quickly, and, or, I don't know, just first world problems.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have service at my house, and, like, I'm
That's
just,
a different problem.
I know, but I'm just, like, man, like, I don't know, it's so expensive for something that, like, half the time I just can't even use.
I feel like we should have service everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
how does Elon Musk? He just like, hey, Ukraine, you have internet now, and like I'm in America and I can't even call anyone from my apartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? Why can't I? You know? And you know, it's just like there's cell phone towers everywhere. Like how is it that AT&T will have service here, but my Verizon won't? Like, why can't we just all be friends?
I know, just everyone share their cell towers.
And just split the money, but no, people are greedy.
I mean, honestly, if I were the head of AT&T, I wouldn't do it either.
Maybe, but like, couldn't you like come up with some deal that just benefits everybody and like you all just make a ton of money? Because like, bro, if we all like, obviously like competition is, so this is where this is where I kind of fight myself. Because competition is good. You don't want a monopoly. Mm-hmm. Competition is good because it pushes people to be better, you know? But also at the same time, I'm just like, man, if we could just come with one cell phone deal that, like, you had service all the time. It was, like, this one flat fee that wasn't, you know, like, all, like, but no, we have to have, like, one is like this. And, oh, if you transfer from this to this, you get 3 months of this. And it's just like, bro, like... Then I have to see, like, LeBron James on some AT&T commercial, like, saying, like, oh, I got the LeBron deal. It's like, no, every new customer, and I'm like, this is stupid. Dumb.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I get what you mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be nice. Like, maybe T-Mobile should go to AT&T and say, hey, can we use your cell towers? We'll pay you... I don't even know what it would take, like $500,000 a month. That's probably too late. It's got to be like millions of dollars a month.
Yeah, but you know what ticks me off is no matter what, if you could have zero service, but you can call 911.
See,
so why can't I freaking call you?
Isn't that twisted?
You know
that doesn't make sense to me either.
That makes me so mad. Like why? I mean, I get it. Like it's good. It's a good feature. But like if I can call a call center for, you know, medical emergencies, why can't I call anyone else? It doesn't add up, you know?
Yeah, it may have to do with the dispatching locations and how there's one close enough to pick up the signal of the 911 call. I don't know. I'm sure there's some engineer out there listening to this right now and like screaming into the phone, being like, no, it's not possible, or like, this is why this is, and we're just stupid.
If you guys know, let us know. I'd like to know why we can call 911 and it would work, but I can't call anyone else.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know.
Like, I just want to call Thompson House of Pizza and order my turkey grinder without them saying, hello? Is anyone there? And then hang up. Like I have to do every other day.
Yeah. Instead, now you have to call 911 to say...
Can you like an operator?
Yeah, transfer me to Thompson House of Pizza.
What's your emergency? I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm really hungry right now.
Really hungry. Can you transfer me to Thompson House? Sir, this is a recorded line. The police are on their way.
Yeah.
Is this a distress call?
You know what I've been doing lately?
What's that?
I have been relying heavily on Rotten Tomatoes for all of our movie watching decisions.
Oh.
Anytime there's a movie and Jess is like, "Oh, this looks good," she's like, "You wanna watch it or rent it or whatever?" I'm like, "Hold on, let's check the tomatoes."
Check the tomato.
And if it doesn't have like at least an 80 on both, well, 75 on both the audience and the critic score, I don't watch it.
Bro, don't look at the critics.
No, the critics know.
No, they're clowns.
No.
A lot of my favorite movies, the critic scores are so low. And imagine if I were never to watch them because the critic score was 50%.
Maybe you like bad movies.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like what? Can you give me an example?
Like, for instance, you ever seen the movie Hot Rod?
No.
Very funny movie. I think you'd enjoy it. You should actually watch that.
Okay.
I think the critics gave it like 40-something%. But it's one of the funny... It has Andy Samberg. You know Andy Samberg?
No. No.
He's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine or
I don't watch that.
SNL a lot.
I do watch that.
Yeah, Andy Samberg. He does a good. If you ever watch, there's an SNL skit with him in it. He imitates Mark Wahlberg. It's really funny. Mark Wahlberg talks to farm animals. It's really funny.
That would be very funny.
So he does that. But anyways, it's a really funny movie. One of my favorites of all time. And the critics gave it a low score. And I'm ticked about it.
Well, you know, that's why I like to balance both the audience and the critics.
So what do you take, like an average? A sum, if you may? No, sorry.
That's not an average.
Sorry.
A mean.
A mean?
A sum, if you could say. Oh my gosh.
See, I caught myself, right?
Yeah, that was good.
I used AI too much.
Yeah, that's your problem. Kids, don't use AI.
Okay, stop it.
You won't know the
Don't use
meaning of
AI. Don't
words.
listen to TI.
Yeah, both of them are bad.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, basically, I will check both. And if there was a wide gap, say like we had an audience score of like 88 and a critics of like 52, I would be like, okay, we can watch the movie. Because the people say it's good.
Has it stayed true, though?
So we watched The Black Phone last night.
The Black Phone?
Yes. Basically, I'll
Was
give
it a
you the
horror
quick
movie?
rundown. It was a thriller. I wouldn't call it horror.
Okay.
Jess last night, she was like, she said something like, let's watch a movie. I could really use a psychological thriller right now. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. So it had an 88 audience and an 86 critics. So I was like, wow, this movie must be good. Basically, the premise of it is kids get kidnapped and they're in this basement of some weird guy and they can talk to each other on the phone.
Oh, I've seen the trailer for this.
Yeah, that's the basic of it. The basis of it.
Yeah.
It was a well done movie, but I didn't necessarily enjoy it that much.
Yeah,
if you
see,
understand
that's
what I mean.
So then why do you?
It was a well done movie.
Yeah, but you didn't like it. So why do you use that? Because there could be a movie that's not well done, but you would love it. You could love it. You could love it as your own. You could take care of it. You could raise it. You could love it as one of your own, but you can't because you listened to some nerd.
Some nerd.
Who went to the movies and was like, great structure, great location, and great filmography.
Well, I think it's a good place to start. I'm not saying that it's always true, but I think it's a good place to start.
All right.
Because who is going to watch a movie that has a 30 Rotten Tomatoes score? Not me. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal. I just saw that the new Scooby-Doo movie, well, it's actually, there's no Scooby-Doo in it.
It's flopping.
But it's Velma.
Yeah.
And it's got one of the lowest Rotten Tomato scores of all time.
Wasn't it like an 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was either 8 or 18, but it was bad.
It is totally
I've never
flopping.
seen it. I would never watch that anyway, because, like, why have, like, Scooby-Doo makes that. Like even a movie about just Shaggy, who's like the second coolest guy there, would still be nothing without Ruby Roo.
That was a Donald Trump you just put on that. I know you were going...
Reggie?
Yeah, that was better.
Thanks. Like Scoob!
That was pretty good, actually.
Right, thanks.
Well, as far as Velma's concerned, I think there's an ulterior motive there with the filmmaking process. And I think we'll leave it at that. I think there's a political play they're trying to get across.
Oh, that's dumb.
So I think that's the whole deal.
Just don't take the Scooby-Doo out. You know what I mean?
I know.
Put him in there. Like you think, like what makes you like the people who created this Velma? I don't care what their agenda or whatever it was. How do you like? Worst case scenario, look. Oh man, like you put Scooby-Doo in here, like. The only thing that's going to do is increase your ratings. So why not just put him in there for like 10 seconds? Like, it could have just been like, she could have just got on the phone and called and miscalled someone and then on the other line, Remo? You know what I mean? And that one line, people would be like, yes, this is it. And they probably would have been to like 40% instead of 18. You know? So, I don't know. You take the Scooby-Doo out, you lost me.
Yeah, there's a lot of... new movies like that are remakes that have been flopping. That and then the Buzz Lightyear one that came out a couple months ago.
You know, when it first came out as a trailer, I was like, I'm hyped for this. And then when it came out, I didn't watch it, but I read all these reviews and I was like, I was so mad I didn't even watch it.
Well, that's why you should make movies to, you know, to make great art and to have a good process and a great story instead of tying your story around your political agenda.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's all we'll say there.
Yeah. You know, I should start my own movie review website.
You honestly could, because you watch a lot of movies and you love movies. So I think you should.
I like movies, and I'll start reviewing them now. I'll give them a 0 out of 10, and I'll start. I'll do it.
And then you write 4 paragraphs through AI. You type into the AI generator, write a movie review as to why the new Buzz Lightyear movie was bad. Click, gives you 4 paragraphs to post it.
I bet I could even be like, write a review on this movie based on my interests and likes, and it would probably like scan my brain and be like, somehow do it. But
see, I think that's so cool. I just used it the other day. I said something like, there were 2 things. First, write a letter to someone about this, about as an introduction to the company, whatever.
Yeah, I think you sent
generated that, and it was amazing. I was blown away. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, now write a LinkedIn introduction message based on this, and I did it. I was like, what do I need to do? This is perfect.
Why do I even have a job anymore?
Done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, don't show your dad that.
That's for real. Yeah, right?
Jeff, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, no joke. AI, you're hired.
T.I., you're the backup. Yeah. No, I think I'll do that. I'll do my movie review now.
I think you should. I think that would complement... I don't know what I was going to say. I think that would complement your life well.
Yeah. It'll be more of like a Dave Portnoy style. Like, it's based on my own... Like, nothing to do with like the shot or the like whatever. It'll just be like if I think it sucks or not. And that'll be it.
Dude, you just hit the nail on the head. That is where you will shine. I'm telling you need to do that. Make a 1 minute forward-facing camera review right after you watch a movie.
Yeah.
And be like, this movie sucked. It blew chunks, man. I didn't like that Buzz Lightyear guy. Yeah, no good.
Emergency press conference.
I'm telling you that. I think that would do well on social media.
I've been looking for my next bit. You know what I mean?
I think that's the one.
Like, I could still go into it every few months, but I've exhausted the 22. Like, I think I didn't want to push it anymore.
I think that's it's.
So I kept that. I got my Cumbies thing every once in a while, and I have an idea for that actually.
Okay, cool.
What, you want me to tell you? Did I say this on the pod?
No, I think you should say it off air.
All right. Yeah. I don't want you clowns stealing it. Just kidding. You guys
clowns. Our devoted listeners.
I love you guys.
They're beautiful people.
Yeah, you're beautiful to me and Jeff. But yeah, I'll tell you off air. But I have an idea for that. That's my like ongoing subtle bit. But I need something. I used to do like oh, what's up, Instagram fam? It's your boy. Do like a little something here and there. But I just I need a new bit.
That was cool how you did that.
So maybe the movie review. I'll do it.
I like that idea. There was another one that you talked about before. Little Mick Mouse action.
Mick Mouse. I do need to get back into Mick. He's on our ad still.
Yeah.
Our anchor ad.
I love it.
You probably heard him already, or maybe soon.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, here it is right now. All right, cool. Usually I have to like split the clip at a certain time and then
34:23.
Yeah.
That's where that was.
Yeah, we'll get back. I'll get back into my Mick Mouse.
I love that. Remind me to say something to you after this about Mick Mouse, by the way.
All right, I will. I'll probably forget, but
so that would be great. And while we're on the topic of movies and film and stuff, I finished. I didn't quite finish. I almost finished watching Breaking Bad again, and it's its 15 year anniversary today.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Love them.
I finished Bryan Cranston's book.
Oh,
and that is my wreck with Jeff.
You're full Brian right now.
I am full Brian.
Full
I know
Brian
his life story down to every single detail.
That's your wreck? Didn't you do that wreck already?
I did, but I want to do it again.
You're re-wrecking?
I'm re-wrecking. That's how good. Bro.
Wreck-It Jeff over here.
Wreck-It Jeff. Wreck-It Jeff.
Wreck-It Jeff over here with the re-wreck.
We need to Photoshop my face on Wreck-It Ralph's body.
I'm gonna wreck it!
I'll do that. I'll take care of that one.
Yeah, okay, good.
That was funny. His writing style is unbelievable. And you know darn well that he did not grow up on AI.
No.
Because of how good he is.
No. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think that's... To go back just a couple minutes and
Like,
I think that is one thing. It'll take away the creativity of people. Like, that's one thing it'll do. It'll like, creativity is up here. I feel like it already, like, iPhones already have.
Oh,
and,
for
like,
sure.
technology that we have already has dumbed us down a little bit. But it's okay because it supplements it. But I think there's going to come to a point where, like, it's going to bring us down to such low creativity that, like, man, like, what if we don't have it? We can't even think for ourselves because all we do is let this dude think for us.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this not too long ago because I was a pretty good writer in college and everything. And since I don't use those skills anymore, I've noticed, like, I can't write for anything. Yeah. I don't edit Norm's papers anymore. I don't write now. And now I like the creative process of writing and making a good story and good arguments to cases and things like that. If you're talking about science papers, it's just not there anymore because I don't use it, and it's sad.
Yeah.
So we got to get back there. We got to be a Bryan Cranston. Be a Bryan Cranston in the world of Saul Goodman's.
Oh, ooh.
Like
I feel
that?
like I'm more of like a Saul Goodman.
You're a good person.
I'm a slippin' Jimmy.
You're a slippin' Jimmy.
I'm more of a slippin' Jimmy than a Walter White, but...
No, you're more of a Jesse Pinkman.
So
in a good way.
Drug dealer. Drug dealer that gets, like, crapped on all the time, sick.
But you're loyal, though. Jesse
I'll take that. That's a good one.
Loyal for life. He went down with Walt.
Yeah, he did.
Walt wronged him so many times, and he still stayed true to him, and he stayed true to the right way to do things and the right way to be. Aside from selling drugs, that's not good.
Yeah. But then he tried,
and he tried to clean it up, and he didn't really want that life, but he was kind of forced to stay in it.
Yeah.
And he tried to be a good boyfriend and things like that.
I know.
And tried to be good to people.
A lot of bad things happen to Jesse.
Yeah. But there's so much good.
That's gotta be our Halloween costumes for the fall. You gotta be Walter White and I gotta be Jesse Pinkman.
I'll start growing my mustache tomorrow.
Alright, good. We're bringing the stashes back. I saw a picture of your bachelor party the other day. And I was like, oh man.
Dude.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was epic.
Man.
Yeah, we will. But Wreck-It Jeff recommends Bryan Cranston's book and Breaking Bad, the series. Watch it.
He's gonna wreck it.
Yep, that's me.
There it is.
Is it Wreck-It Ralph? Is that who that is? What does he do? Is he a rat? Is he a chef? Is he a tow truck? I don't know.
Is he a rat? Yeah. He's kind of like Ratatouille.
Ratatouille? How do you say his name?
I'm just kidding. No, Wreck-It Ralph is a video game in the movie. He's like a video game character who like wrecks the building.
In what movie?
And then Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph
is a Disney movie.
Okay.
And he wrecks the building, and then this guy Fix-It Felix fixes the building, and that's a video game. In the movie, he's in the video game, And in the movie, like they're about to like unplug his video game, and he has to like save it because nobody wants to play Wreck-It Ralph anymore.
Okay. So
Because he wants to. Everybody hates him because he's Wreck-It Ralph in his video game. Like all the villagers or the hotel people or whatever, and they hate him, and he's just like he wants a gold medal, and so he like goes into a different video game, and that's it's his whole thing. You should watch it.
He wants a gold medal.
Let me tell you, that's actually a good movie. And my first movie review right here and right now, Wreck-It Ralph. I give it a 8.2
rookie score.
I'm
just kidding. That was a good score.
It's good for its category. Overall, it's like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
But for animation Disney movie, I'd say it's an 8.2.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because there's a good arc. In the end, it's always a happy ending, but it's not like dumb little kid stuff. It's like, like you don't feel like you fit in, and you do something, and then you realize, oh man, now I'm the jerk. Real life application.
Better or worse than The Lion King? Go.
Oh, worse.
Okay.
The Lion King is one of the goats.
That was a joke, but
don't ever say that.
So Wreck-It Ralph, it's a movie that's based on a video game.
Well, it's a fake video game. In the movie, he is in the video game.
Yeah.
But it's not a real video game.
So I can't play Wreck-It Ralph on PlayStation 5 tonight?
No.
It's dumb.
No. But they're in the actual, like, in the movie, when, there's other video games that are connected, and, like, at the end of the day, when the game's shut down, they, like, go through the cord into, like, the surge protector, and, like, that's, like, their, like, hub.
Yeah.
And there's, like, Pac-Man and, like, Hubert, which is, like, an old video game, and, like, different video games. And those are real, but Wreck-It Ralph's not an actual video. I'm sure they probably made it.
I would think. So what does the Wreck-It Ralph do in the video game?
He wrecks it.
What does he wreck? Buildings and stuff?
The building. He's on a hotel building. He's, like, wrecking it. And, it's kind of like you remember the old Donkey Kong where he, like, throws the barrels?
I love Donkey Kong.
And then Mario tries to jump over him and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I remember that very clearly.
It's kind of like that, but he's just wrecking the building, and then Fix-It Felix is, like, dodging and, like, fixing it, and then you have to fix it completely. So,
is Wreck-It Ralph the villain?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Fix-It Felix is the protagonist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's our wreck. Yeah.
That's the first Wreck-It.
Yeah.
From Wreck-It Jeff. My recommendation.
Oh, that's not the one?
Oh yeah. All right. That'll be mine.
Keep going. Let's go.
No, that's mine.
If you have one.
I was just going to say,
go ahead.
On a different topic, my recommendation is water.
Yeah, water is good.
I think you should drink more water.
I agree with that. I think a lot of our health problems stem from not drinking water.
Yeah, and I've been drinking a lot more water than I usually do. And I like water.
How much water do you drink a day?
Oh, I don't know.
Give or take 10 ounces.
What is a 10 ounce? Like, just a bottle? Like a regular water bottle?
It's one water bottle is 16.8 ounces.
Oh, really?
Like a regular water bottle? Yeah.
Oh, then probably like 3 of those.
Okay, so you're looking at 48, probably 50.
Yeah.
50.
Well, what is this? I don't know. I have a water bottle right here that I usually fill up.
It's probably 32, 24.
Oh,
32?
I'll probably drink 2 of these.
I'd say that's 32. Does it say on the bottom?
32.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I probably drink 2 of these.
64 ounces. So really what you need is half your body weight in ounces. So since I'm 325 pounds, I need...
No, Jeff. Not what you see in the mirror, what you see on the scale.
Oh, okay. All right, well, so if you're like 200 pounds, you need 100 ounces of water.
Really?
Okay, yeah. You need a lot of water, man.
I need to drink more water. Because I'm 200 pounds.
Same. About that, anyway. But yeah, I fill up my Stanley when I go to the gym.
Stanley?
Yeah.
I saw you at the gym today.
Yeah, I took a short... Well, it wasn't short. I took a hiatus about a week and a half. Because... I don't know. The gym just... Sometimes when it really wears me down and I just dread going, I'll take like a week or 2 off and then get back into it. So I'm back into it and I'm feeling better now. But I'll fill one of those up and make sure I drink it all by the time I get back from the gym, and then I fill another one up and drink it, and then hopefully I get the third one after I get back from work. But
that's good stuff. When I would go to the gym, I would drink a lot. When I play basketball, I probably drink like 4 times as much as I just said because I'm just chugging it down. But when I'm sitting at my desk all day, sometimes I forget, and sometimes I'll just like sip on it just because I'm trying to be mindful of it. But yeah, but I actually I got something else for you.
Okay.
You done with the Rex?
I'm done.
Wreck it, Jeff.
I'm done.
So as you know, because I told you earlier.
Yes.
On last Wednesday, I hit a pothole. And first of all, I just have a bone to pick with this is going on my list, by the way. You know, our
people
list,
you hate?
our hit list.
Okay, yeah, I'll add it.
Yeah, so it's the town of Auburn.
Ooh.
The whole town.
Dark there, okay.
Most of my flat tires come from potholes from the town of Auburn. And the only time I go into Auburn is when I'm driving through it, either from someone's house I'm at or from work. But I'm not in there for a long period of time, but that's 85% of the potholes that I hit that have given me a flat tire are in the town of Auburn. So first of all, fix it. All right? Get Fix-It Felix.
Get Fix-It Felix.
And fix it, Auburn. Second of all, what really grinds my gear is when people don't help other people out.
Okay.
Because this is what happened, right? I hit the pothole and nothing happened at first, and I was like, all right, cool, we're in the clear. Then I'm on the highway, and 2 minutes later, I'm 395 now. 2 minutes later, it says right front tire pressure is low, and I'm like, all right, so I got a slow leak, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes later, it's like, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I start slowing down. I get off on the next exit there, which was in Oxford, and I go to the gas station that's like right off the exit, and I'm like, you know what? There's an air thing here. Maybe I already had a leak, and this just made it worse. So maybe if I fill it, I can make it to where I'm going, and then worry about it there. So I hit the flat air button on the air pressure thing, plug that bad boy in. Starts filling, and I'm like, all right, we're in business. And then I just hear this like whistle after a while, and I'm like, so I take it out, and I can just hear the air flowing out of my tire like freaking
a geyser.
Yeah, like a geyser, like a hot spring. You know,
not good.
So I'm like, all right, well I gotta, and I had to be somewhere in like 20-30 minutes, and I was like probably 10 minutes away, so I was like, all right, I gotta do this quick. So I was like, I gotta put my donut on, I guess, because I don't have a spare. I have a donut. And so I take that out. First of all, it's just, one of those situations that just, ticks you off.
Yeah.
Anything does. And so, like, my golf clubs are in the back, and all my stuff's in the back. It's all in my way. So I take those out. I, like, prop this thing up to get the donut. And then for some reason, I forget that I'm, like, under my trunk. So I go up, and I just slam my head. And so I'm like in pain. I'm like, I'm so mad. Pull this thing out, and I'm an idiot. And last time I got a flat and I had to put my donut on, I realized that my jack doesn't have like the thing that you put in there and you like turn.
Yep.
So I had to take this screwdriver and just manually like pump this thing. And it's like tough, especially once it gets on there. And it's like I'm like sweating, and my hands are dirty. And I'm like on my knees on the cold hard ground, and it hurts. Finally get that thing off. I do it pretty quick because I'm a pro now at changing tires. So I get that thing on, whatever. But the whole time, just people are driving by, and they slow down. They like look at me, and I look up, and then they just take off. And I'm in the parking lot of a gas station, so it's not like I'm on the side of the road where it's like inconvenience to slow down or stop. But, I would have appreciated just one person rolling down their window and saying, hey, man, you need any help? And I probably would have been like, no, I'm okay. But just the thought, someone being like, hey, I might have actually been like, hey, do you actually have like one of those things I could put in my jack? Because I'm like, I have this screwdriver that's like this long. had to like take the handle off. I had to stick it in this hole and just twist, take it out, put it in here, twist.
Yeah.
And it's, oh man. And I was just like, man, you know what? You guys all suck. The fact that they slowed down and as soon as I looked up, they were like, floored it. I was like,
yeah, that's tough.
be a good Samaritan, all right?
If I saw that someone was already, like, had what they needed to change the tire and was doing it, I don't
How would they know, though?
Because they saw you doing it. Like, you had the jack stand out and you were kneeling down at the tire.
Yeah, but you don't think, like, you wouldn't have been like, hey, do you need anything?
See, this is very bad. I'm going to get a bad rap for this.
Good,
but
yeah.
Honestly, probably not. Maybe, and this is also very sexist, but if it's a man, then no, I don't think so. If it's a woman, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would assume that everyone has stuff in their car to do it.
I'm not going to say that I... Like, here's the thing. If it's the side of the road, probably not. I'm probably not stopping. Unless they're like... It's like they look defeated and they don't have anything, then maybe. But, like... I get your point on that. But I was in the parking lot of the gas station. People were, like, walking around close to me. I just feel like it's convenient for someone to be like, hey, do you need help or something?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I will recant what I said and I will give you that. If I were at the gas station too and I saw someone dealing with that, I would ask them.
Yeah, it was like right there. It was
if
like
they're on the side of the road, maybe not.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. And then I remember one time I got a flat tire. It was 2 a.m. or 1:30 a.m. And I was with my friend Flynn.
Yeah.
And we were on the way back from our other friend's house because we were just playing cards, hanging out, and we left late. And I got a flat and I had to pull over on the side of the road. And obviously, like, nobody's going to help me then. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But a police officer drove by and, like, slowed down and looked at me and then just took off. And I was like...
Yeah, that's not great.
What? Like, I feel like they should help. You know what I mean?
I would agree with that.
They should help. Or they could put their lights on and be like, hey, watch out so you don't get hit. Because I'm like, there was not much of a shoulder. There's two lanes. But, like, I was just in the other lane, you know?
That's tough. Yeah, not crazy. Be better, people.
Yeah. So Auburn, be better. People, be better. You're both on my list.
Yep. I will add the town of Auburn to the hit list. Not the hit list, but
no, it's a hit list now.
We could do like Dave Portnoy does. Have you heard about what he does with his enemies?
Yeah.
He puts their face or name on a champagne bottle, and then anytime they like mess up publicly, he pops it and drinks it.
Yep. The next time Auburn has a big scandal, it's gonna be a good day.
Popping that bubbly.
Yeah, I hate him.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry you went through that, but hopefully there are no more flat tires in your future. But I find that will be very slim. The chance of that will be slim to none. But we'll see.
Whatever. We'll see. I do have one more thing for you.
Okay.
All right. It's just a quick question. I saw it, and I just, I wanted to know your take on this.
Okay.
Saw an Instagram reel earlier. Said you have 60 seconds to make as many buckets as you can.
Okay.
In basketball.
Uh-oh.
A layup is $1,000. A free throw is $10,000. A three is $100,000. A half court shot is $1 million, and a full court shot is $100 million. You have 60 seconds to make as many as you can. What is your strategy?
Important question. Is there someone rebounding and feeding me the ball? Or do I have to do that myself?
You have to rebound yourself. It said that on the what's it called?
The description.
Yeah, the bio or description. Yeah.
So if I'm gonna do a three, I have to shoot it, go rebound the ball, make it back to the behind 3-point line and shoot.
Yeah.
Oof. 60 seconds. Probably three. Probably a 3-pointer.
You're just gonna try for one 3-pointer? But what if you miss all of them?
I think that I could get 8 shots from behind the arc, and I think I could hit one of those.
And that's $100K, and you're living with that?
Yeah. What about you? What's your answer?
See, I thought about it because at first I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be taking layups. guaranteed money.
Mm.
But then I'm like, even if I hit 20 layups, that's 20 grand.
You could have hit more than 2 free throws in 60 seconds.
Yeah. And so, like, or maybe I'd probably hit more than that. I'd probably hit, like, let's say I hit a layup every 2 seconds. That's 30.
Mm.
You know? So 30 grand. I could definitely hit more free throws. So then I was like, maybe I'll do free throws. But then I was like, no, because that's 10 free throws that I could probably only do 10 in 60 seconds.
Mm.
And I may be more apt to hit those.
Mm.
But, like, if I just hit 1 3, that's 10 of those free throws. Then I thought, all right, maybe. But then I'm thinking, like, man. But then it keeps going. Like,
exactly.
Man, if I just hit 1 full court shot, I could take 2 of those or 3 of those and be like, you know, because.
Yeah. That's why I asked the question.
I think my strategy is 3-pointers, but this is how I'm doing it. All right, I'm shooting threes. I'm gonna hit a couple, for sure.
Mm.
So I have a couple 100,000, and then after I take one, if I have like 5 seconds left, I'm running back and I'm attempting 1 half-court shot.
That's a good way to do it too.
That would be my strategy, because you hit the threes, but let's say I hit 5 threes in 60 seconds. That's 500K. I could go for one more. I have 5 seconds. I could go for one more 100K. 500K is a lot of money.
This is a lot of money.
And I think I could, if I set my feet right and I go for a half court. It's less percentage, but it's 10 times the reward. And I already have 500K. You know, like it's either I risk it, but then I don't hit the 3, and then I only have 500, or I risk it and I almost get $1 million more. You know?
Yeah, that's tough. I get that. I think that's a good way to do it, especially for someone skilled at basketball. Me, I should probably take free throws, but I'm not that kind of guy.
You're all in.
I'm going from the top of the key, threes, as many as I can manage. And then if I were to sink 2 or something, by some miracle, and I had 7 seconds left, I might go take a half-court shot.
Yeah.
For fun.
If there was a rebounder, though, I would go for the half-court shots.
Me too.
And then with like 10 seconds left, if I haven't hit one yet, then I would just go and hit like 2 threes real quick.
Yeah.
Because I could spot up and hit like a couple threes in a row right there.
That's the way to do that. Yeah.
Because like even if like because I've hit like 2 half-court shots in a row before. So if that happens, it's $2 million. Yeah, full court. I don't think I'd ever try it.
No, I couldn't get the ball there.
I've almost made one.
Really?
But like that's with like a couple minutes of attempts of trying, you know?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So
I like it. We'll post that as a reel, and then we'll get everybody else's opinion. Post it as a poll.
Yeah. But I just wanted to know you. I figured that you would go. I was like, I think Jeff would take the layup, and then I was like, God, Jeff's not really good at layups.
I know.
But he'll hit a 3 every once in a while.
Yeah. From the top of the key.
If it's a game winner.
Yeah.
Game winner, Jeff.
Just put myself in the right zone.
Remember that? Remember like old Canterbury days?
You don't have to remind me.
Listen, pod listeners.
Legendary.
Jeff used to be the game-winning machine.
1 game-winning shot.
Well, that's it. No, you've hit a few.
Yeah.
I remember you one game, you went like 0 for 5, and I remember yelling out no.
Because it was like a 10-9 game or something.
Yeah, it was a super close game, and Jeff went to go shoot it, and I was like, no, Jeff, please. He's on my team. And then he sank it for the win, and I was like, there he is.
Bro, I'll never forget
Ice
that.
in his veins, yo.
The Baldwin middle school games, that was
those
the
were
highlight
like,
of my
those were like
career.
the Seattle Pro-Am games for us.
Yeah.
Like all the boys getting together.
Yeah, those were the days. Speaking of which, well, kind of. There were people at the Canterbury. You know how Canterbury installed tennis courts and basketball courts at the park?
No, I did not.
They just did. The brand new, like 3 months ago. And there were people there playing yesterday. When I was coming back from trying to golf, which is a whole nother story. I didn't get to golf.
Yeah.
I almost went down there and started playing with them. But I was like, I can't do that alone. If you were with me, I would have gone.
Bro, let's go in the summer if they're brand new.
They are brand new. They look nice too. I'm I'm trying to play tennis, so
Yeah, we'll play some tennis and then ball up.
yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
All right, bring us home.
All right, everybody.
Country road.
Yeah, that's you.
Take me home.
Shoot us follow How I Met My Brother Pod on Instagram, at TikTok and YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube. Trying to get a good following there, and rate the pod on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you all, and good night.
Good night. Let's get it.